a summation of the, I guess it was the October 15th, 2007 meeting of the Mendham Borough Town Council. Going over it real quick, there's a couple of proclamations, awards to softball team and some parade stuff. The planning board gave a pretty protracted explanation of a new ordinance regarding wireless towers in the town. There was a couple of requests for adjustments in their sewer bills because of the changes made. Parking ordinance will be approved, I guess, at the next meeting. I guess it's changes to the parking ordinances. There was again mention of the Black Horse Inn and McKinsey's and their sewer application. I guess there's been some problems. Brief mention of the Bailey's Funeral Home and the library agreeing on their parking lots shared use. There was a couple of thank you letters for some tree removal. There was, I think they didn't mention them directly, but I think there's some problem regarding the Backer fire last year and a chimney that was removed. They're supposed to be working on the access to the public access channel. There was some signs, I guess, regarding a pizzeria in the fire department that apparently the town doesn't want to go there. And it was the borough administrator, Ralph Blakeslee's last meeting, even though we're going to pay him through January, apparently. So anyway, all right, the proclamations, big, wasted 10 minutes of my time having to wade through that. So they gave individual letters of commendation or something to every player on some softball team, girls softball team, because they had a perfect record or whatever. Who cares? I mean, this is something people should worry about. And then there was also, they gave out some awards for the best floats in the parade, and not surprisingly, St. Joseph's apparently won, and every member's a member of St. Joseph, so that's not a big surprise, I guess, huh? Snicker. No, I mean, who knows? I don't know who does the judging, but whatever. Anyway, they think this will encourage more participation, that people are going to participate in the parade and enter floats just so they can get a stupid piece of paper. Yeah, okay. It's a nice fantasy, but I don't know. All right, so anyway, yeah, of course, and then after that, the proclamations, it became quite clear that apparently everybody who showed up for the meeting left. Because they had to wait through 2 minutes of everybody yammering and getting out of the building. All right, so the consent agenda, which I will publish eventually, passed without argument, but I don't know exactly what was in it. Okay, and then there was this long, it was an interesting discussion regarding, by a planning board member regarding an ordinance the town is writing, just as sort of a self-defense move regarding wireless transmission towers. And there's the federal law. They passed a law in 1996 that basically gives eminent domain rights in a way to wireless companies. I mean, if they have a gap, a place where reception isn't good enough to their standards, they can basically say, yes, we're going to put a tower in here, and you got to argue hard to stop them from doing what they want to do. And so having the ordinance at least requires them to prove a point. It does put a little bit of an obstacle and onus on them to do certain things to protect a town's own interest. And so as long as the town articulates its interest ahead of time, at least they can make a better argument in court if it goes to court. So like I said, it was a useful discussion, kind of technical, but it kind of has to happen. It's important. All right, then there was a couple of requests for adjustments on the sewer bills from the Commons regarding their swimming pool, because your sewer bill is based on your water usage, and I guess technically they're claiming that the swimming pool doesn't end up in the wastewater line anywhere. And then the laundromat reasonably complained because it's probably paying so much in sewage fees that it can't do business. And but anyway, the town did reject both of those requests, primarily citing that if you have to give adjustments to one, you have to give adjustments to all. And I guess they just don't want to get into the business of reviewing every individual circumstance to see if it's completely fair or unfair. So there were November 19th meeting. I guess that's when the parking ordinances will be finally approved. There wasn't really any discussion on that. So they didn't really, I couldn't quite understand the deal with the Black Horse Inn. Apparently the holders of the old sewer application can file for, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't, a renewal of the application? I'm not sure. But the bottom line is because the business is being sold, the town can, it sort of triggers a right for them to revise the terms of the sewer use agreement. And so I guess that is where there's been some contention, is because the town is requesting that there be retrofitting be done, grease traps, some other upgrades be performed. And so I wasn't sure. I mean, it was just who's supposed to be filing the applications and what, and who's selling to who, and who's what and whatting. The bottom line is it seems like there's a lot of independent discussions going on between one council members apparently had conversations with the people, and so they have one opinion, and then the town has a different official opinion, and a lawyer has another opinion. Bottom line is they're withdrawing a request, and apparently some new request will be drawn up. I don't, who knows? It just seems to go on and on. So apparently it's just still in process, I guess. It doesn't sound like there's going to be legal action tomorrow, but it also doesn't sound like it's getting resolved tomorrow either. All right, Bailey's Funeral Home and the library. Basically, it's just an agreement between the two that the funeral home is basically saying, look, you can use our parking lot, when we're not using it. And the stipulation is that a staircase will be built, because apparently there's a grade difference there. And I had thought originally that the library was going to be paying for that staircase, but apparently the town is going to pay for it. They claim it's just going to be a wooden staircase and it should be inexpensive, but anything the town does tends to be more expensive than one would anticipate. So I will try to keep track of what they actually pay for this staircase, because I guess it should be counted as part of the library budget in a way. So they mentioned a couple of thank you notes from different people regarding getting a tree removed, and the other one was thanking the town for the paving of Noel Drive or something. So yeah, I guess that's services get rendered, people are pleased. All right, this chimney demolished thing, like I said, they just said a chimney had to be demolished about a year ago, and so I figure it's got to be the Backer fire. And apparently what happened was the fire department sort of took it upon themselves to say the chimney would be removed, and apparently they contracted a contractor to tear down the chimney after the fire, and the Backers are apparently not satisfied with the bill they got, for that service. And on the face of it, I would say the Backers have a pretty good argument, because I don't know whether there was any immediate requirement, and even if there was, I don't know why the homeowner wouldn't have had the right to contract a service. Why should the town be contracting that service for them at, the way the town contracts? I mean, who knows, this bill could be for $15,000. Who knows what this bill is for? And especially when you consider it's a farmer, he could probably handle tearing down a chimney himself.
So the lawyer again said that, yes, the town ordinances are not in compliance with federal law regarding the public access station, and that he has contacted the township and that they'll have to be addressed, and he says they will be addressed. And so, yes, they keep saying it will be addressed. It hasn't been addressed, but they keep saying it will be. The signs, I guess apparently there was, a pizzeria in town volunteered to do some promoting for the fire department, but apparently their promoting is a little bit too self-promoting, I guess you might say, included, and so the town has some problem with the, as if it's a little overdone, I suppose, the signage, and some of it's on public property, and so that might have to be addressed. And then the council wished the borough administrator good luck. They didn't sound too enthusiastic about it. Really has no explanation. I guess he just chose to take another job in Denville. And so the town, his salary was about $100,000. I don't know what Denville is paying him. And the administrator that the town hired, without any discussion, without any consultation with anyone, apparently the mayor did this. They've hired somebody for $120,000. And, I would argue, well, I'm out of time to argue it, damn it. Overpaid, way overpaid.